Good evening, everyone. Ali Safi here, Safi Financial Network, June 13, 2025. All right, unfortunately, Israel attacked Iran, and as I said before, Middle East tension is going to impact the market. Market just did a slight correction to the downside. Let's go to weekly chart for S&P 500. By the way, before starting this, I really pray for all Iranian people. I hope you guys, you folks, people, innocent people, stay safe and hope everything goes well down the road, which is unfortunate this time, but this is what it is. All right, market just to form a doji bar here, just a bearish candle to the downside, and we see that the stochastic momentum just got over bot condition. Here is the reversal, and I think that market, as we expected before, we're going to see a correction to the downside. Potentially, it's going to go down to this at 57.42 to 55.80. So that's the area that I'm looking at. Nothing more than that. We have lots of moving averages congested in this area, and also this is a gap, and also this is an institutional level for S&P 500. I think 5700, that's going to be the area that market can test for next few days, not weeks even. So we may see some kind of like a cool down for the market. Here is RSI trend line that we drew before, and RSI nicely reacting to this level. It seems like there is a breakout, but I would say we may see some kind of like a pullback to the downside and then getting back to the upside for the next rally. Moving on to the daily chart. Daily chart is the same. You see that here is the bearish wedge, as I said before. So market just forming nicely right now, a shadow here. But I think on Monday, we may see some kind of like downside if escalation goes on. After hours, you see that Iran just try to answer back some of the attacks to its property and to its integrity. And Israel is gonna just again retaliate back for sure, and Iran is gonna respond to that attack as well. So as long as there is no diplomatic way to solve this problem, I think the escalation is gonna go on, and the market is gonna go to the downside. So technically, we're waiting for this, but I would say this is not gonna be the huge drop. It's going to be just going to 5700. This is the gap, and we're going to see some kind of like a nice bounce back up as well. So if if we see that there is going to be a reversal, market can go even to new all-time high afterwards. But this is going to be a nice buying opportunity, I would say. Moving on to the Nasdaq. Nasdaq is the same. Let me just go to the weekly chart. Here's the weekly chart for Nasdaq. We got a bearish Harami here, and Nasdaq can go down even to this area, which is going to be this wide range bar. This is the gap. So 20,000 area, that could be the scenario for the market. So I would say this is going to be the box that I'm just looking at. And if market goes down to this area, potentially we are going to form the weekly bottom. Moving on to daily chart. Daily chart is the same. So we are kind of like anticipating this sell-off. Seems like Nasdaq initiate this sell-off, and we are just closing below this wedge, and it's going down. However, we just got a lower shadow here, but I don't think it's going to last for maybe a couple hours on Monday session if it doesn't open with gap down. So Nasdaq can go down to 20,000 area. That's going to be another 1,000 level below. Moving on to the Dow, which just sold off today sharply. Actually, compared to the other one, Dow was the ugliest one. So it's just going down. Daily chart, if you go to the weekly chart, you see that the weekly chart is kind of like a doji bar. It doesn't seem like a huge, but I would say weekly chart can go down to even a 41,000 area. And that would be the scenario that we can see. Here's the daily chart, and daily chart just getting back to the downside, and nice divergence here. You see that here's the high, here's the barely higher high, but look at the momentum here. Momentum is very low. Stochastic sold off, and just going bear reversal to the downside. We may see some kind of like sell off here as well. So 40,000 to 41,000 is the area that we are looking at for the Dow. So we will see how it goes. Moving on to the gold just to spike up, As we expected, this is a nice reverse head and shoulder, and gold just challenging this high here, May 2025 high. And this is potentially new closing all-time high, not new all-time high, new closing all-time high. And if the momentum picked up, which I believe that it's picked up already, we may go all the way up to 3650 to 3700 area. Moving on to silver. Silver is up as well. So let me just, I don't know what happened to the chart. So silver actually just barely doji bar here, still I would say consolidating, just because silver ties to industrial technologies and also in industrial manufacturing. It's kind of like a doji bar, but when it's poised nicely like this, I would say silver still can go higher to 38, even $40 down the road. So we may see some kind of like a consolidation as a great buying opportunity, I would say, for silver. Moving on to crude, which is the rocket star actually for the last couple days. You see that crude just tackled this 73 area. So remember, we were talking about this. We were talking about this pattern a lot, and we didn't know if there is going to be a geopolitical tension in that area. But I would say the crude pattern actually tells us everything. So when crude just get to here and going down, still very, very positive, but it was going all the way up to 74 to 76. And then the high for today was 77 and rejected down because of this pivot and also because of this trend line. So if you see that, if crude for a daily close above this high, this means the trend is going to change. I mean, like the trend is going to go higher and higher and higher, potentially to $90 area. So this is going to be this pivot. And crude can go higher to that one. This means geopolitical tensions are going to continuing, not decreasing to the downside. It's going to escalating to the upside. So I would say just keep an eye on this chart because this chart tells us everything. If crude again close above $77, that means we are breaking up this trend line, and this trend line is bearish. This means we can go higher to 90, even 97. I'm not sure we are gonna take out this high. If we take out this high, that would be a complete breakout, and we may go to 105 to 115. But right now, we are just in that area that we need to just keep an eye on $77. If we get daily close again above $77, $90 crude is going to be very possible scenario down the road. Moving on to individual names, starting with Bitcoin. Bitcoin, you see that Bitcoin is uptick, and then after hours, like a future market is going down. I would say Bitcoin can still tackle this at 100,000, even 95. Ethereum is the same, so it's just going down as well. So Ethereum goes down 25.58, and this means that we may go back to bottom of this consolidation, even lower for a nice bottoming formation for a next buying opportunity. Still looking for a good buying opportunity for these names. Moving on to bond yield just forming up. Bond yield is consolidating as well. So this is a very nice bull flag. I don't know if a bond yield is going to hiking up or it's just going up, but crude, remember, if crude is going up, this means inflation is going to go higher and bond yield is going to go higher as well. So potentially we're going to see inflation is picking up while crude is picking up. So this is now in consolidation phase, but these charts are tying to each other. Bond at the same time going down just because bond yield is up. VIX is up today, spike up close $20, and this can go higher to 27 to 29 if you ask me. Here is Dixie. Dixie just formed a bottom around 97, so Dixie can go higher, at least for a dead cat bounce to 100 level.
Apple, remember this scenario we were talking about a dip to here, but it can go higher to 227, 230. So it seems like that 185 to 190 is coming down the road for Apple. Amazon is the same. So it's just on its way potentially. That's a scary scenario for Amazon, but it's very good buying opportunity if you ask me. So it can go down to 196, 200, and then getting back to the upside. Meta is the same style here. So we may go down for the first target, 656, but 620, 640 could be the same scenario. Microsoft still is high. So we may go down and pull back to this trend line here. This is a broken trend line which never tested. And we may see some kind of like a pullback to this area, 440, 455. Google just going down, gap down, but getting back to the upside. Buyers are still there. I would say 168, 164 could be opportunity. Netflix is the same, 12 closed for this week. Tesla. So it was kind of like a positive, bullish consolidation. If it continues, I would say it's going to be nicely higher to this area. Still looking for that one. But if it goes down like the entire market goes down, so still there's going to be a chance to 280, 300 for this area. Moving on to SMH, which is semiconductor index going down today, and there is no sign of the bullish. Actually, it's sign of the reversal to the downside. SOX the same pattern here, rejecting 224 and getting back to the downside. NVIDIA, bearish harami here. This may go down to 128 to 132. And here is AMD. AMD doji bar here, 116, and it can go down to 110. Taiwan Semiconductor 211 is close, and if it's holding this area, so this should be fine. But I would say when the entire industry goes down, it may go down to 196, 200 even. Texas Instrument going down. This is military, kind of like a semiconductor product, actually a manufacturer. So when this is down, I would say this could be a good buying opportunity, just because if military escalation is gonna continuing, so this one can go higher and higher because the demand is gonna go higher. Lam Research gap down, but 89 close, not a bad price action. Even it goes to kind of like a 90 as well today as well. So, but all in all, I should say if Lam wants to have like its correction, it can go down to 83 to 85. That could be the scenario that I'm looking at. Moving on to the banking system. I mean, like banking system, banking ETF. Sorry, I'm too abrupt today. I'm not gonna cut this. Just feel me as a lucky person. There are lots of drama here, so I just want to feel uh, of what's happening here as well. All right, XLF, which is a SPY for financials, it's just going down 49.96 close, and it can go down to 49. I would say this is going to be the gap. And KBE, the same here as well. So we got nice reversal. We may go down to 50 to 51. Here is the KRE, which is the same scenario. We got kind of like a double top formation here, and we may go down to this gap to 53. And here is JP Morgan Doji bar here, 264. And Goldman Sachs as well. It's coming down today as well, 613 as well. So we may go down to 580. Bank of America just going down $44 close, and also Wells Fargo. I don't know why the system is very, very weak here. So Wells Fargo just slaughtered to the downside today, $72.36. I would say $70, which is going to be this institution is coming down the road. All right, moving on to the GDX. GDX just going higher today, and the close at this top, we may go another higher if gold keeps grinding higher as well. GDX the same pattern going higher today. AEM nicely moved to the upside, but Newmont at the same time, just a fantastic move today. Actually, it goes above this pivotal point as well. You see that here is the Newmont 56 actually closed above it, and we got into this October 24 high. So this is a pretty substantial move for Newmont, especially last couple days. Moving on to XLE, which is a doji bar here, just middle of this bar. So energy stocks actually just benefited of this escalation, especially in Middle East area. So crude is gonna impact as well, as we saw. But here's the doji bar, and here's the hanging man on Exxon. So if we get kind of like a reversal to the downside, that would be kind of like a neat reversal pattern because we just got a gap close. But I believe that still I can go higher. And Chevron at the same time, it just gapped up, but sellers kind of like a to control and going down. This wide range bar is a huge institutional level, but Chevron just got above this and also above this bar as well. So it's lagging. Obviously, it's lagging. So this is October. This is April candle, which for everything was bottom. Still, we are kind of like lagging to get above this. All right, folks, I believe I covered everything. If you like this video, please smash the like button, subscribe to our channel. Have a good one. See you on the chart. Bye-bye.